I have a problem, and I think you might have it too. It's called startinitis. It's the process of starting things and not finishing it. Not because you don't want it in your wardrobe, just because the next shining thing comes along and you want to make that rather than the things that has been floating around forever. I'm going to show you all the things that's floating, and then we're going to make a plan to get it all done. Here is what we're going to do. We're going to take them all, prepare them so they can be sewn together. So if they still need any violin, or like this one, there's some parts that I still need to cut on the smocked parts, I'm going to do that beforehand. I am going to iron what needs to be ironed, put all the pieces together, make sure I have all the pieces, because I just remember I still have this one that I also need to finish, which I just lost hope because I kept on messing it up. And we are then going to take them all and see how many we can do in a day. I think I need to actually take them all out, put them where I can see them, and then take a day and do them all. So there are these things that I cut out when I was still in America. I think it was November 2024. So I cut out this waistcoat, Berda 7769. Now, I'm actually quite sad that I picked this and it's cut out already, because it's got a lot of unnecessary pieces. And overall, I'm not really a fan of Berda patterns. I did cut it out, so I'll just have to finish it. And then I cut out Simplicity 9715, these pants. And I have always had this thing about wide-legged pants with lots of pin tucks. I've actually been pinning this specific type of pants, I think, since Pinterest started. But here's the reality, and I don't know if you've ever had that. You get your ideal self, and then you get your real self. Now, my ideal self have a waist, and I look stunning in this. My real self, there's no waist. I'm an apple, or basically I'm straight down. I think it's a rectangle, and I've got a tummy, and yeah, I don't look nice in those types of pants. But I've cut it out already, so I'm going to finish it and see what happens. I might just end up liking it. I'm really trying to challenge myself to wear things that I don't usually wear. And then there's the things on this rail. I need to still finish my smock dress. It's literally at the point where I can just sew it all together. I haven't done that. This skirt, I need to do the hem and the basque, and then it's done. I think I haven't put the zip in, but that's quick. And then I need to make this one smaller. It's the Be Mine Balloons leaf top. Love this top, but it is just too big. Good morning. It is 17 minutes past 8. And yesterday I did not get around to do the preparations of the things I wanted to prep. So we're just going to go for it today. I have a thing on at 6:15 this evening. So we're going to sew until 5 o'clock. This is the Be Mine Balloon sleeve top. And I love it. It is one of my favorite tops. I think it's the fabric, but I also think it's the sleeves and the style overall. But it is just too short, especially in the front. So what I'm going to do is, firstly, it's too big. It falls off my shoulders. I think I chose the wrong size, or I've lost weight. I'm not sure, but it's not fitting properly. And it irritates me. I wear it and it falls off, and then I get irritated. So I have this binding that tell you to put a bias binding at the bottom. So I'm just going to unpick the whole bias binding and fold it and add that to the edge. It will give me about 3 centimeters. And that will make a big difference on the top overall. Then on the pattern, you have an option to give it a seam down the middle, or you can just cut it all in one, which I opted to do. But to make it smaller, I'm not going to take off on the side, because then it's also too big on my shoulders. I'm literally just going to cut it in the middle. You can see there how much I have to take off. It's about 6 centimeters, that it's too big over here. And I love big tops, but this is just so uncomfortable. And then in the back, I've already made it smaller. I am just going to sew it in about 1 centimeter in the back, because I tried to make it smaller with just the back, because the back had a back seam, but that wasn't enough. And then it should be fine. So let's get going. Done that. And we are now going to overlock the edge, and then I can just sew it together and do the hem. And then this one is done. Of course, nothing goes as planned. So when I started overlocking, my overlocker, all the cottons cooked in one bundle, and I had to fix that. And then I had to clean the overlocker, and then I had to oil the overlocker, but I finally got it right. and it is overlocked. And now we are going to sew the front seam. I've done the back seam off camera, and I'm struggling with my back at the moment, so I'm just standing and sewing. I find it really comfortable. So when you sit and you have your foot forward to step on the petal, you can actually cause yourself some serious sciatica. And through all the years of sewing, it has just accumulated to a point where every so often it flares up, especially if I eat the wrong things like sugar or cheesecake. So yeah, I am just paying the price for cheesecake at the moment. It's worth it. Love cheesecake, but it means that I'm standing to sew, and that's also okay. It helps to change the way you sew. In the end, it makes that you don't have repetitive strain on your muscles and on your back in places. So yeah, remember that you can stand and sew. And I still haven't fixed my little light. I don't want to be without my sewing machine, so I am just, if I need to, if I use black fabrics, then I use a headlamp, and for the rest I can see, so that's fine. I had to change my outfit because every time I fit in this dress, then I have to take the whole dress off. So this is easy to fit because this is going to drive me insane. So anyway, I fitted it. It fits perfectly. Now we're going to iron it open and then do the hems and sew the facing down. And then this is finished. It is all ironed and the excess fabric has been cut away, and I've overlocked where I need to overlock. So now I'm just going to sew in the hem. But first I'm using my pins because they're my friends. This machine was making such a racket. I've thrown some of it away, but all of this velvet fluff was compacted in there, and I had to use a fine tweezer to pull it all out, but it was completely hard. So this is something you need to remember when you work with material that makes a lot of fluff. Always clean your machine afterwards and give it oil. And I'm supposed to know that and do it, and I didn't. I could have burnt out this machine's engine because it was really making such a noise. And then I also changed the needle. I had quite a big needle in here, and I think it was blunt. So I've put a new needle, and it's so smooth now. You must listen to this. Listen. Here, there. It's purring again. Oh, they don't make them like this anymore. So one thing that you can do when you have like a sewing marathon that I'm doing today, and you want to get a lot of things done, is batch. I know I've said it before, but if you're going to work with white cotton, sew everything that needs white cotton, and then you go on to the next color cotton, and that way in the end it is much faster to finish everything. I have been playing with this top. I've decided the shoulders are too big, too far down, and the collar was too high. So I am going to finish this top now, and I'm not going to talk you through because this one is quite an irritation for me, and I really want to finish it and not lose interest, because I think that is why I have so many castanitis at the moment. So much proof of castanitis is I do things and I try to tape it and I just get completely confused or overwhelmed, and then I stop, and then it's chaos. So we are just going to go ahead, finish the things, and then I'll show you when we're done. I took a little break and I'm back now. Had some breakfast, had some coffee, had a break, and let's get going. It is now 11:17 and I am not doing as well as I hoped. I finished that top, and now it's 1 o'clock and Bubbles wants attention, but I need to fix this and get it done for a client, and then I'll see what I'm doing next. I love this dress, how it fits, except for the sleeves. I put elastic in and I've realized I really don't like elastic in my sleeves. And then the other thing, I made the pockets too small, but I can live with the pockets. I think I'm just gonna take the elastic out and redo the sleeves now. I've decided that if I am busy with this dress, I'm going to finish it so it is right. So for one of the things that was a problem, the pocket size for my hands to go in, it looks fine, but it's actually not enough. You need a bit more. So I'm cutting the side bigger and I'm cutting them deeper. Because these little pockets, I don't know what I was thinking. I think I had like scraps. I had lots of fabric, but I had these scraps that I wanted to use. And so I just cut it out on the scraps. And I've done it recently again. We've got pockets and I'm going to put it in the side seam. It is 3 o'clock. And these are the things I've done so far. I've taken this dress, changed the sleeves, just gave it like darts all around. Put the pockets in, that's bigger. And I've done the edge of that. Finished this top. It took much longer than I thought. Made that one smaller. But I think I'm going to take a break now for half an hour. And then come back and finish the skirt. Because it's so close to being done. It's 3 minutes to 5. So I need to stop. But I have finally put the waistband on the skirt. I've finished the back seam with bias binding. That ran out of cotton, so I used purple. And I've sewed the back seam together. So here I am at the end of the day. This morning I set the challenge of how much can I get done in a day. And I find that doing challenges like that, it actually forces me to focus. I'm going to let you in on a secret. When I walk into my sewing room, there are so many things that I really, truly love. And before I know it, I've come up with 120 ideas of things that I want to make. And then if I do not apply self-control, I will have cut out at least 6 of those things before the end of the day and then forget about them and move on to the next and shiny thing. So by setting these challenges, I force myself to work with the things that's cut out or the things that has been hanging on my rail and or in my wardrobe and that I'm not wearing because I need to change some things on it. So I did not get to the brown pants and the waistcoat. But I did work through quite a lot of my alterations. The first thing was the scarf. It's for a client. I sat down and I actually hemmed it. Just that. It's not a big deal, but it took me forever to get around to it. Then I finished this top. I started making it about 3 weeks ago. And this pattern, it is the Butterick 3907. And I don't like it. It's a long top. I'm not going to show you. But it has like a curved hem at the bottom, which I did. The pattern there doesn't have it. And then also, I would have liked it to be wider, but I just had so much fabric. I literally have scraps left over, like pieces like this. So I used all the fabric, which I love. But it meant that I didn't get the facings out and I couldn't make it as wide as I would like it. I fixed this dress. It has had elastics. And that's something I also question my choices. Because I know I hate elastics around my arms. But I think at that stage I just wanted to get it done because we were on our way to Scotland. I just wanted to finish it so I could take it. It fits much better. I ended up fixing the facing that was keep on creeping out. So I just sewed it down here and on the shoulders. I took the elastic out and then I gave it darts right around. And now I have tulip sleeves, which I love. The pockets was too small. I took the pockets out, used some white cotton, put new pockets that's bigger. I just need to sew them up a little bit higher because the pocket opening is a bit big. And what I find is I did that part, but I did it a bit much. So I might even go in and redo the pockets. But for now, they're fine. Then I also sat down. This is my Be Mine balloon sleeve top. I love this top, but it was too big. It kept on falling off my shoulders and just didn't fit right. And the hem, it used to have a facing that folded over. And so what I did is I took that facing, opened it up, and just made a small little hemband, which made it this much longer. Now, I don't like showing my stomach. Never did, even when I was nice and thin and well-built when I was younger. Never liked it. So this one, as soon as I lift my arms up, my stomach would show, and I just hated it. So I would wear high-waisted skirts and stuff, but I wouldn't really gravitate to it because of that. I really love the way it came out. Also, the skirt, I have not finished it yet, but we had progress. So in the end, I did not get as much done as I hoped for. But I'm very happy with the progress. And I'm happy that all of these things can now get off this rail, and then I can focus on the next round. And I think I'm going to give myself more challenges like that, just because it focuses me, and it causes me to finish the things that I've started.
So today I want to know, is there things that do you also have that problem? I call it startinitis, where you start and you don't finish. It's actually a really serious disease. And I think as sewers, we need to unite and find a cure for it. And I found that my cure is to give myself challenges and then just take the whole day and see how much I can get done. And then at the end of the day, I have a total sense of accomplishment. I would like to hear the things that you struggle with in your sewing room, because remember, over here we unite as people who sew, who struggles with the same issues. Tell me the things you struggle with, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.
I have a problem. It's not this cat. He's too cute for words. It's not my problem. My problem is there's a lot of things here. I have the startup syndrome at the moment. He just plonks down when you put him down. Oh, he's so cute. Anyway, I start things and then I don't finish them. And there's literally things everywhere in this place at the moment.